At the end of 2017 and at the beginning of 2018, we saw the prices of graphics cards going through the roof. The prices were insane. And to give you an example, you know, a 1080 Ti, which could have been 600, 650 retail in the UK, it was selling for 750, 850, 950, £1,000. Now, I bought some of these cards, and the reason is cryptocurrency, and this is why all these prices were going up. There was a demand for graphics cards in the cryptocurrency mining world, and because of the scarcity of these things, you know, NVIDIA and AMD hadn't planned for them. Well, supply and demand, the price went up. Now, when I bought some cards for cryptocurrency, a lot of you people were pissed off. A lot of people who watched my videos were pissed off. You know, I've been gaming since I can't even remember when I started gaming. It was like 4 or 5 or something like that. Very, very young. I've always played games. I still do. But when I did this, a lot of people started saying I was a traitor and, you know, I'm turning my back on gaming and all this. I still don't believe it's as black and white as that. We saw the gaming industry coming out, NVIDIA and AMD saying, oh, we support gamers. But at the same time, they were releasing drivers for miners. They were releasing products for miners. Asus, EVGA and all that. They were loving it. They were selling additional PSUs and motherboards and everything. They made an absolute killing. And this premise that all these companies supported gamers simply isn't true. These people were loving it. But NVIDIA is recognizing that the demand for GPU mining is going down, and is perhaps you know, maybe it's a coincidence that at this time of the year profits for GPU mining is down because people are using other devices, and NVIDIA have released the latest generation of cards. Now these cards are called the Geforce RTX, and it's the 2070, 2080 and 2080 Ti, which replaced the 1080 Ti, the 1070, 1080. I think I got that in a backwards order there. But these new cards, yes, they are more powerful, using what they're calling the Turing architecture, and fuses together real-time ray tracing, artificial intelligence, programmable shading to give you a whole new way to experience games. Ray tracing is a definitive solution for like lighting, reflections and shadows. I watched the live stream at the time, and they did all these demos showing you this robot and all that, and yeah, it looks really impressive. You know, it really doesn't look impressive as, you know, what it does. Powerful AI enhanced graphics, new advanced shading technologies. So yeah, from a gaming point of view, this is all a step forward. But look at these prices. 2070, $600, $800 for a 2080, $1,200 for a 2080 Ti. Now, bear in mind, these are Founders Editions. Founders Edition cards generally are hotter, generally they're noisier, generally they're not the best in comparison to ones that come out later by EVGA and Asus and whoever. But these prices are insane, and you can see them. You know, look at the prices across the world. The UK, if I go from right to left, the 2070 is $569, $749 for the 2080, $1,100 for the 2080 Ti, and in Europe, $639, $849, €1,259. The prices are insane. But there is a silver lining here, guys. There is a silver lining. You know, before, I think gamers kind of get caught up in this, you know, scarcity issue with graphics cards. And what NVIDIA have done here is when the 1080 Ti came out, it was like $700 or something like that in the US. I think in the UK it was like £600. They've come out and they have pushed the prices up of the, you know, the relative card above the newer cards. They've pushed the prices up exceedingly high. They have pushed these prices up by a ridiculous amount. Even before, you know, even with the GPU craze, none of the cards were being sold as high as that. You know, that puts it into perspective. So yes, these new cards might make some of the newer games, you know, better. The number of games that actually implement these features might be low for another 6 months or a year, but yes, these cards will be better. They will perform better. I think a 2080 performs, I think it's about 25% better efficient than a 1080 Ti, but it has less CUDA cores than a 1080 Ti. It's 225 watts in comparison to the 2080. The 1080 Ti is 250 watts. But the 2080 Ti is 250, 260 watts as well, so they haven't really made them more efficient. So yeah, you're going to get a boost. They're more efficient, but the prices of these cards are insane. They're They're not double, but you know, look at the 2080 Ti and the 2080. I'm getting mixed up now. The 1080 Ti, when that came out, you're talking like $700. They're now coming out with $1,200. So they've bumped the price up by a ridiculous amount. And this is going to alienate a lot of people. Now, I've got a theory about this, and I believe what they're trying to do is perhaps position cards like the 2080 Ti and the 2080 as niche products that super gamers will love. But what we might see is later on when they bring out the 2060 is perhaps the 2060 and 2070 and maybe even the 2080 is what they're trying to market to regular gamers, and maybe 2080 Ti is the card that they market to people that just have more money than sense. I don't know, but it is a little bit strange, I think, how much they've bumped that up. Now, maybe they did it thinking, well, you know, if cryptocurrency miners are going to buy, you know, we'll sell it to them. But I don't know. But the plus, you know, the positive thing about this and the plus side of this is that there's going to be a huge flood of graphics cards from the 10 series being flooded into the market. And 1080 Ti's, for example, some of these cards were £800, £900 in the UK a few months ago. And I was talking to someone there who said they just picked up one with a 2-year warranty remaining on the card, and they picked it up for £450 second hand. If you are on the market if you're in the market for a gaming card, a graphics card for your PC for gaming, the next month or so, or the next few months, is going to be the perfect time. You're going to see a flood of 10 series cards. You can even go back and look at 980 Ti's if you really wanted to, you know, still a powerful card. But the prices of 1060s, 1070s, 1080s, 1080 Ti's, 1070 Ti's, all these cards are going to drop in price. In fact, they could be even less than half the price they were just 6 months ago. And I'm sure a lot of gamers are going to rejoice about this and maybe put a finger up to the cryptocurrency miners. I think they should. You know, the way that I'm looking at it, if you've got a lot of cards, it's you know, you're losing money because it's a terrible time to sell. But if you held out all year and you didn't buy a graphics card, the silver lining is that now there's going to be a flood of cards in the market and you're going to get some incredible bargains, some absolute bargains. And not just graphics cards, you might see the prices of motherboards, PSUs, hard drives, a lot of other things being reduced as well, certainly within the used market. So my recommendation is, if you've been holding out for a graphics card, yes, have a look at these new cards. If you want a brand spanking PC and you want a new graphics card with a full warranty and you want the latest and you want the greatest, these are the cards you have to buy and these are the prices you have to pay. But the smart money is in buying either a retail card that, you know, a retailer's just trying to get rid of before the new cards come out, or a used card. There's going to be some massive bargains out there, guys. And, you know, again, I reiterate, you know, the whole cryptocurrency versus gaming thing, I never agreed with that because I saw what the computing companies were doing. They were embracing miners. They wanted the cash. NVIDIA wanted the cash. They're a big business. You know, it's a big billion-dollar company. So I think this is good, though. I think this is good for gamers. The amount of good quality, highly resourceful and powerful graphics cards that are going to enter the market is going to be overwhelming, and it's going to push the price down. So if you don't have a graphics card on your PC, or you've been thinking about building a gaming PC, I would go with used, and I would go with a 10 series card. But it's up to you guys. I'll leave links to these pages so that you can check them out for yourself. Thanks for watching. I will embrace the cryptocurrency graphics card buyer hate. But yeah, let me know what you think about these new 20 series cards as well. A lot of people have been very disappointed with the price, and I'm not just talking about cryptocurrency miners, I'm talking about gamers. A lot of people have been pissed off about this. But the silver lining in all this is that gamers have now got a fantastic used market to buy, you know, powerful cards. So let me know what you think about this. Please do leave a comment below, and I'll speak to you all in the next one. Cheers, guys.